One for a start MC
إذاعة التلميذة تقدم برنامج حوار. إعداد وتقديم ندعلي.
Hello everyone, welcome again to our program talk show. Today we have a special guest to whom we try to express our attitude for accepting our invitation and taking out his precious time to attend our program. He is one of the best educators in our school. He is hardworking, helpful, truthful, sociable and friendly. I guess the majority of students would know who I'm talking about. He is Mr. Hassan Asbab. Welcome Mr. Hassan Asbab to our program talk show.
Thank you very much for having me here today as one of your privileged guests. I foremost would like to thank Mr. Abdullah Bikzarn for his marvelous initiative that has brought a noticeable positive change into our high school. And I really appreciate the enormous variety of programs you present with high quality value and great proficiency.
As a teacher of English, is it important for Moroccan students to learn a foreign language?
Well, nowadays more and more people are dedicating time to studying foreign languages. It's not because of any specific reason, but for many reasons. That's why in many countries, schools start introducing foreign languages as part of essential syllabus.
Based on your answer, which foreign language do you think is very important for students to learn?
You're asking me, and of course I would say English because I'm a teacher of English and I know how much important is English in the world. It's easy to see how just important English is becoming international levels. I mean, in business meetings, in universities, tourism, in every sector.
Can you tell us please why English is important?
I think you're driving me now to talk about the 10 important reasons why we need to learn the English language. First of all, English is a global language. It means that English is the most commonly spoken in the world. You can find that 1 out of 5 people can speak or at least understand English. Another reason is that studying English can help you get a job. English is the language of science, aviation, computers, diplomacy, and tourism. Knowing English increases your chances to get a job in a multinational company within your home country or of finding work abroad. Another reason, maybe learning English can help you meet new people. English is an official language of 53 countries. And it is used as a lingua franca, which means that the language which is used by a wide range of people around the world. This means that whether you are working in Tokyo or traveling to Brazil or studying English somewhere, like English can help you have a conversation with people with wherever you are. Another reason, many scientific papers are written in English. In the last century, the number of scientific papers written in English has started to outweigh the number of papers written in the native language of the researchers. In the Netherlands, for example, the ratio is surprising, 40-1. For this reason, having a knowledge of English is incredibly important to those working in the scientific field. Another reason may be that English is the language of the media industry. As you know, the prominence of Hollywood in global media and enormous amount of films, TV shows, and popular songs are written in English. If you speak English, you won't need to rely on translation and subtitles anymore to enjoy your favorite books, songs, films, whatever. Another reason can be that English is the language of the internet. Now, it is particularly important language online with more than half the content on the internet written in English. Traveling is a lot easier with a good knowledge of English too. Imagine, we are now Moroccans. If you travel to Tokyo, for example, the receptionist in the hotel might not answer your question in Arabic. But if you ask him in English, you would have a better communication. English is one of the most important languages for business as well. Whether you are a business owner, a student employee, or an employee, English is incredibly important in the business world. It is considered to be one of the most important business languages due to being the de facto language of the United States and the official language of the UK, Canada, India, and South Africa. With English, you can study all over the world, wherever you go. Since English is spoken in so many different countries, there are thousands of schools and universities around the world that offer programs in English. If you speak English, there are lots of opportunities for you to find an appropriate school and course to suit your academic purposes. The last reason I would talk about is that English gives you access to multiple cultures. A good knowledge of English will allow you to access films, music, and literature, culture from hundreds of countries around the world. Not to mention that enormous books from across the world are translated into English. Few experiences will make you grow as a person more than learning the values, habits, and way of life in a culture that is different from.
As everybody knows, Moroccan students start learning English from 9th grade, but a lot of them are struggling with it.
In fact, your question is very crucial. And I think that there are lots of reasons that can lead students to struggle with the language. Some of them is that many students did not have a chance to study it in the middle school. And based on that, they are demotivated to learn a new language when they move to Common Core, for example, and they have other classmates who already have some basics of the language. Another reason can be that students did not have enough chance to practice the language. They did not get exposed to much input so that they can produce more output. Another common reason is that students claim to have no basics of English.
Regarding all the reasons you've just mentioned, how can students improve their English?
Let me just put it straight. When we learn our native language, we first listen, then we speak, then we read, and then finally write. So listening, speaking, reading, writing are the 4 skills we need to develop our complete communication skills. To achieve these 4 basic language skills, you need to surround yourself with English. Make English part of your life, at home, at work, during your free time, whatever. You need to expose yourself to the language as much as possible. Practice makes perfect. Well, you need to listen to all what is English, music, watch English movies, programs, and read stories. Use English with your friends. Use it in your technological gadgets, in your cell phones, in your tablets, in computers. You need to write down every new word and to look for its meaning. Write comments in English. Try to use English in your life. This is how you can expose yourself to an environment which is full of English, much more than an environment in which you have to study English for 1 hour or 2 hours and then you leave.
Thank you, Mr. Hassan Asbab, for being with us today and for all tips of advice you give. We really appreciate your participation in the program today. Thank you everybody for listening. Goodbye.
مستمعينا الكرام، لا تنسوا متابعتنا والتواصل معنا عبر صفحة فيسبوك إذاعة ثانوية ابن ماجة التأهيلية، وعلى قناة يوتيوب لسي ابن ماجة، أو مراسلتنا عبر بريد الإذاعة.